So what I try to do when I compile those prices, and it is all about finding those value bets. Okay, so we start with, if you want to somehow reproduce my way of working, and this, I have been doing this for many years, and you have 4 components within a price. And the 4 components that can contribute to a decent evaluation of a game is this. There is a market price. Guess this price. Can you guess this price? Okay. There is a price that you consider that maybe a decent price, and there is at least, why did I say 4? There is, of course, the tool price. Okay. What does the tool do? Can you guess that, or can you compare it? After this, you can make up your mind. Which one would you trust most? Is the market good? Is your guess right? Is the market different from that? Is the tool giving you a good hint what the price should be? So there are a couple of values. The game that I usually play is this. I'm gonna write down the prices, what I think market is gonna do. I'm not doing this regularly. I get those figures more or less in my head, but I've done plenty of such work, so I can do that. In the Levante game, I said it's rather market is going to be 2.0, and tool most likely will be lower. Then still I have to position myself. What do I think? Villarreal, I would guess against Alaves, it should be something like, let's start with 165, 170, 165 maybe, 165 or even less, I'm not sure. Bilbao against Mallorca, this would be maybe similar to that, or it is, let's make it 170 more, no I wouldn't. Sevilla against Barcelona, very interesting. Of course, still Barcelona should be slight favorites, but I make the price for the away side that will still be, after this bad start and also, well, shaky. I mean, they won a couple of games, but not so well considered. Maybe 235, something like that on Barcelona. Espanyol against I usually compile the away sides, the favorites price, of course. This will be also 165 maybe, could be close to that. Osasuna will be favorites, but just small favorites, so home side maybe 240, 245 maybe. Cadiz against Real Sociedad, it should be the away side favorites. Still, it should be above 2.0, I would guess. So maybe 2.20 is a lot, right? 2.10, something like that. Real Madrid against Celta. Okay, of course, Real heavy favorites, but maybe it could be 145 or even 150, 145. I'm not sure, you know, I can guess market myself and so on. Getafe against Elche should be something like 2.0 maximum, maybe 190. I correct that, 190, 195. Granada against Betis could be an even game, right? 260, let's make that something like that, okay? So I've written down for myself, of course I'm doing this for you right here in this video. Now we can look at the market, and then we can still guess what would the computer think about it, right? Levante, I think we may have checked that. I think that's 2.0 or a bit more. Bilbao, I said 170, so that's a full strike, 170. Atletico, I said 165, so market here is 197. So there's some kind of a huge gap, but I accept those promoted sides. We will check here. Osasuna on the spot, 245. Real Sociedad, that's 173. I was making this lower from 2.10 to 1.73. That sounds a bit too low, but I know they will be considered weaker elsewhere. Here, Real, I did make it 145. Maybe you can't read it here, but maybe you remember 145, 138. Okay, I was close, but I'm not unhappy with my price. Getafe, I made 195. Can one see that here? Getafe 195. That was my final conclusion. So it's 183. I was approaching it 190, 183. Not such a huge difference. And Granada against Betis, I made pretty even, 2.6, 2.6. It's anyway, this is not much of a difference. Levante 2.0, and you see I didn't touch these. Villarreal, it seems they are not playing. Bilbao 170 was on the spot. The wayside in the... Oh, the Sevilla are not playing. Okay. No idea what went wrong, so we had to check that. But anyway, now we have just these 8 games to be played. Now we can check with the tool. What does the tool say, and where would you agree with market, or where would you agree with your idea, or where would the tool lead us? Levante, it's 164. As I said, it's gonna be lower. Of course, we have to check here the tables and so on. So this is a bit pretty low, Levante. And I said already when we did the team settings, I said already maybe a bit lower. I would accept that. Rayo are promoted, and usually they are doing better. So I'm not sure. But 164 looks like a bit too low. So we can go back to the team settings later. Now we're going to check the Villarreal. Oh, we don't have, oh yes, there is a price. I have 148 here, which looks very low. There's 165. Was it a market price? No, there was no market price, right? No, it doesn't exist, the game, so we can't judge that. No idea why it's postponed or what went wrong. Atletico, I said 170, market the same, 168. So we are very close to that. Sevilla against Barca. Okay, I'm gonna compile the price. 235 I said on Barca. Maybe a bit lower. What's the good evaluation here? 280. Well, do we agree to that? Maybe because, yeah, well, Sevilla, well, but we don't have to check this for now, right? Now the Atletico Espanyol. I said 165, market 197. This I consider a bit too much. 181, so it's in the middle. But of course, then we can consider to think about Atletico. Why not? Osasuna against Valencia. I was on the spot. See what the tool thinks about it. 246. Could it be better? We have 245. I was guessing 245. It is for 246. That's perfect. Cadiz against Real Sociedad. I said favorites 2.05. I was pretty close with my 2.1. Still here. 2.1 I had on. Where is the game? Why do I not even find the game? Which is the game? Cadiz against. It should be somewhere. Cadiz here. 2.1, yeah, I corrected it to 2.1, 2.05. So I'm pretty close. We may consider to go with Cadiz then, but we don't have to, of course. Now we compile the Real Madrid, see whether it's 136. So the computer is doing a good job. I was guessing it a bit too high. Getafe, let's see if it's 2.195, 183. We will see. It's 193, so I was very close. We don't have a bet. We are happy with this one. And Granada against Betis. I said even game, see what the computer thinks. And oh, it makes Granada favorites. Well, I didn't like them when I saw them playing, so maybe we have to do some adjustments there. I may still save that, it's not really needed. But we go back to the teams, so we may have spotted where the problem is. I mean, Barcelona, I went down maybe a bit too much, right? It should be 2.0. They are coming too close. I think I even made Sevilla a bit better, which is also, well, why should they be better now? They have a good team. We all accept that when it's a tough league. So I made 2 changes here, which do not fully go with market, with my own assessment. Why should Sevilla be favored? Oh, that's Now this is Atletico, they just swapped places here, change places. Villarreal, I was pretty happy. The price was a bit too low, but we check that later when the game is on. Now they are not playing. Getafe was fine. Celta, it was maybe a bit too low because one computer game with a 136, maybe we make it 138 like that. Also, Valencia was fine, I think. I can't remember. That was Osasuna. Betis was maybe fine, but maybe they are a bit too low. Market considers them to be a bit better. This I might accept. That's fine. Levante, as I said, they are a bit too high maybe here in my ranking. Also Granada, market does not like so much, and I would somehow agree to that. Make it 0.77, right? Osasuna we were happy with. Levante, Granada. Espanyol market may consider a bit better, which I easily accept. They are an established side. Rayo would also be assessed a bit better. Maybe. Mallorca was fine. Elche, Cadiz, a bit lower. Maybe, as I said, Alaves had been a bit too low. Also, a decent side, maybe. Well, those are minor changes. We are going to save that now. And then we recompile the prices and see what's happening. Of course, I mean, now I'm not doing this full-time work here, compiling those prices. I rather try to provide the tool for you. On the other hand, of course, I'm still somehow in business, right? Of course, I have to be able to do this job all my life. But of course, when you really intend to do those bets, and I'm doing lots of other stuff now, still following the football, but not on this intense level, and maybe not getting all the news also. Now it's 180. Now we could still consider, and Levante played a good game against Real. That's the one I saw. I can't judge Rayo so well. So if you want to check out here, then you may find where they are. You see, in for a good start, 1 win, 2 losses. Doesn't tell us too much. Villarreal 3 draws, Levante 2 points only, which is not far away from what I expected or computer expected. Betis, well, here I don't see too much reason for major changes. It looks pretty okay. I mean, Valencia are here, and I always think they might be a bit better. Barcelona also okay, Atletico fine. Well, not so much problem here, so I would rather pretty well trust those figures, which means in the end I may have a bet here, okay? It goes down to the promoted sides, usually better. They didn't have such a bright start, and Levante have been doing okay. We bet on this somewhat bigger home advantage, which usually is there. In the Villarreal, we didn't need to recompile this, but the price will go up a bit because this looks a bit too low, you see. And in the Bilbao, I think we were happy with the price, no changes there. The Villa, we didn't, yeah, we can recompile, but it's not needed. Now it's the other way around. This is more like it. It's closer to what I did. And in fact, we took back some of the changes we made, which now this Atletico will go up a bit. But still, we may have this very small indication, so we can still consider, and why not? I mean, Atletico are a strong side. They may be busy with the Champions League now and so on. In the Osasuna, we don't do anything. Here we can check, but I don't think there are any changes. So the Real Sociedad 2.0, I don't know if I change it. Yeah, Cadiz maybe. But we have a 2.1 here, so we can consider, and I followed Cadiz last season. They didn't play so well, but still they were very stubborn and resisted many of the top sides and didn't concede goals and so on. So maybe they can resist here as well. That's what the computer suggests, very slightly. If we bet 2.1 on the other side, then we pay 190 on Real Sociedad, which can just afford maybe. I mean, if we want to squeeze out a few bets, now this is 140, a bit better, a bit closer to market. 138, we don't have a bet. In this one I was happy, I think. This was perfect. This is fine, 193. And Granada, this should be some change here. Because I said even, now it's still Granada. but I would not wish to bet Granada 3.0. Well, that is tempting. I mean, I saw one game they played. They were not awful, but they are all good. How did this end? I can't even remember which of the games it was. But I mean, I accept somehow also the Betis, but it's could also be a bit exaggerated, right? We have a look here once again. Betis had been doing okay, no, 2 draws only, and Granada also with 2 draws. So this is kind of, yeah, we have an indication, and why wouldn't we do this? So I would leave you with this. We could check the over-under. This is also compiled by my tool, all on the basis of this. We saw some minor changes I've done to the Premier League, but if you want to start a league and really work with it, then you should do it a bit more intensively and study the game match reports and the team news and whatever you can get there about this league. Maybe to adjust some settings here or there. Of course, watch the games is the one major part of it, right? But still, I think the tool is doing and proving here that it does a pretty very good job. And if you see how to do those slight adjustments and that you think, well, maybe here or there some minor change, so that I do not fully trust maybe the computer or the market knows better, you can do those adjustments. Of course, you can do this every day and all night long and all day long. But I think you will find out also after a while during one campaign or so, yeah, you start to trust those, especially you have a winning bet with a team, and you watch it, maybe you see, man, they have been really good, so they won me some money. So you have some indication, maybe some chance to bet them again next week or so. And like this, you build up some kind of connection to this, and you get used to this league, and you understand more and more, and also produce those winning bets maybe. Of course, the tool is always just giving you a guideline more or less, but you will learn to trust this because it is building on your settings. Still, those settings are usually, they are building on the results, also with the updates and so on. So you start simply to make that work, and we'll see what happens in the games. And maybe I can do this every week for the Primera or for the La Liga or for Premier League Germany and so on, for the main leagues in Europe, maybe Italy as well. I'll check out how this works with my time, and then we would even see, well, how to get into such a league and such one competition and one campaign. Okay, thank you for now, and bye bye. You see how to access the tool, you find in the description. Thank you very much. Bye bye.